What we're going to do in this last video is look at what the median and the middle number for the low group and the middle number for the high group, what they all do to all of the numbers in our data set. So what we have here on our graph, this dot represents 22 and this line represents 35. 22 is the smallest number, 35 is the middle of the lower group of numbers. Now let's look at what numbers are in here. Well, if we look up here, we see that in here, in this set right here, we have 22, 25, 26, 31, and 32. We have 5 numbers in between this dot and this line. Now, what about between this line, which represents 35, and this line, which represents 48? In between these two, we have 36, 39, 40, 43, and 45. Again, we have 5 numbers. So now let's write those numbers in. So between, in the lower set right here, and I'll just draw a line down to here, we have 22, 25, 26, 31, and 32. These numbers are these numbers right here. Now, between 35 and 48, we have these numbers. So let's write these numbers in a box down here. We're going to have 36, 39, 40, 43, and 46. Now let's look at our highest set of numbers. This line right here represents 48. This line right here represents 63, which is the middle of the higher set of numbers. So let's find out how many numbers there are between 48 and 63. And we'll write them here. We have 53, 57, 58, 59, and 62. And finally, what we're going to do is we're going to find all of the numbers that are between this line, which represents 63, and this dot, which represents 78. So we're going to draw a line out to this box. And we're going to have 65, 68, 69, 74, and 78. So there are all the numbers that are represented in these sections of the graph. And if you'll notice something about these numbers, the number of numbers, as you can tell up here also, the number of numbers in each section of the graph is the same. You have 5 numbers between the lowest and the first point, 35, which is the middle of the low numbers. You have 5 numbers between 35 and 48, 48 being the middle number of the entire group. You have 5 numbers between 48 and 63. And finally, in this last set of the graph, you have 5 numbers between 63 and 78. And this is what we call quartiles. And the reason we call them quartiles is that these marks separate all of the data into 4 equal parts. So statisticians said, since we have 4 equal parts, or 4 quarters, we will call them quartiles. So 35 is the end of the first quartile. 35 is right here, and that's where these numbers stop in a sense, okay? Now, where do these numbers stop? They stop here at 48. So 48 is the second quartile. These numbers stop here. They'll be in this third section or the third quartile. And finally, these numbers are here, so they will be in the fourth section or the fourth quartile. So what finding the middle number does is it breaks up the entire set of data into 4 parts. And in each part, we have an equal number of data points. These are called quartiles. And the middle number that we've been finding all along, 48, is called the median.